Good evening, greetings, and welcome. Live from Bradenton, Florida. This is a presentation of IMG Academy Football. The Ascenders Post-Grad team in action tonight against the West Bay Collegiate Academy Hammerheads. West Bay located in Tampa, and this is a roster that is one of the smaller ones we have seen this season, with only 15 dressed players for the Hammerheads, who we did not see on the field at all for warm-ups. Warmed up, one must assume, on one of the side fields. They just walked out of the locker room and announced themselves ready to play as the kick is end over end in the air, fielded at the 22. Some space back between the hash marks, and this return still going for a tackle made at the 33-yard line. Tackle made by Venezia. So West Bay at the 34-yard line is where they start for the first drive of the game. And the kicking tee was forgotten on the field. So a bit of a choppy start for all of us as things get underway in Bradenton. Under mostly cloudy skies, lights already on, wind is blowing toward the end zone that IMG is defending. And a handoff in the backfield, and immediately the Ascenders sniff that out and turn it into a 2-yard loss. Tariq Marame.
3 on the run, brought down by Trey Jim. Tariq Marame also
winds up a loss of 1. Marame strung that out and was in on the tackle. 2nd down and 11. Not much known about this West Bay squad, other than, of course, what we can see with our eyes. Small roster, tight spiral on a deep right side pass. Outside the hash marks.
Incomplete, intended for 4. This will bring up a 3rd and 11.
Defended by Ian Branch, who was stride for stride with Ford, the wide receiver. Brings up 3rd down. 11 yards to go, and a penalty. There was an ineligible man downfield.
They had an illegal man downfield. It was declined by
IMG. Declines the penalty. Just underway, no score. You can see across the field the sparsity of anyone on that visiting sideline. Pretty much everybody's going to have to play both ways for this Hammerheads team. Toss out of the backfield, and heading into the boundary. 2 Ascenders converge to make the tackle. Marame out there again. Branch providing support. Tackle ends up at the 40-yard line. 4th down and 4 to go. IMG sends Kevin Everhart back as the punt returner. West Bank lines up in a punt formation. Punter counting out the numbers, and actually it looks like both teams wound up 1 man short. Nearly ran a play 10 on 10. Delay of game.
This is a delay of game penalty against West Bay.
Move things back 5 yards for the Hammerheads.
To the 40, it's still 4th down.
Not too many places you see a lineman double as the punter. And it's bobbled, but then banged away with a sideways spin. Everhart Fields inside his own 30. Cuts to the left side, outside the hash mark, shakes off a tackle beyond the 40 and ducks out at the 44.
On the return for IMG, he gets out of bounds at about the 45-yard line.
Everhart, a 17-yard return on the punt. Shook off an ankle tackle along the way. Looks like Chase Spellman getting the nod at quarterback for the Ascenders. Much home-heavier schedule for the Ascenders post-grad squad than last season. Last year, it was a very back-loaded home slate, much more front-loaded this year. This is at least the third time that I've seen the post-grad team. Spellman with a handoff to Boyd, running left side beyond the 50 and up to the 45. Got 9, maybe 10. Give him 11 on the first down carry, and the sticks move right away for the Ascenders.
The ball at the 44-yard line of West Bay. First and 10 for IMG. 11-yard pickup.
Spellman under center, receiver wide to either side. Boyd again running toward the boundary. Look at the blocks he's getting on the outside as he's up past the 35 to the 34, picking up 9 yards. He's got 20 yards over the course of 2 carries. Brings up 2nd and 1.
Tackled by number 9.
You see that perimeter blocking. Venezia engaging on the outside. The tight end got out there and made progress into the second level. And in fact, after spotting it, they moved the chains. So a 10-yard carry. First and 10 at the 34. Tight formation of receivers bunched up on the field side, and Boyd running that way. And he is a bowling ball downhill right now. Brought down inside the 25. Flag comes in late. We'll see out of that interesting formation if maybe a hold or something like that. Nope, that is not the case. It's against West Bay.
Another first and 10 for IMG. The flag that came out was a sideline warning against the entire sideline of West Bay.
West Bay's sideline received a warning, which I don't know how to describe how silly that is for such a minimal sideline presence to crowd the field. Pass out of the backfield, catch is made by the tight end out around the 10, Laz Rodriguez, who has shown mobility and a good set of hands over the course of the season. Picks up yet another first down for the Ascenders. Oh, wait, there is a flag in the backfield, though.
There's a flag on the play.
And this time it is a hold against IMG, so Rodriguez has his catch and run pulled back. IMG driving on its first possession of the game.
All spotted back at the 33-yard line. Repeat first down.
So it's 1st and 20 from the 33. Man in motion for the Ascenders. Throw to Rodriguez out on the far side. Gets wrapped up around the knees at the 27.
Pass complete to Rodriguez. Rodriguez gets it down to the 27-yard line.
Short gain for the Ascenders. Brings up 2nd down and 13.
2nd down.
So a decent gain, 7 yards, but in a 1st and 20 situation, the Ascenders still playing behind the chains. Three receivers to the field side and one in the boundary. Spellman operating out of the gun on 2nd and long. false start against IMG.
It's a false start penalty against IMG. Moves the ball back to the 32-yard line. Still second down.
Warm, humid evening in Bradenton. No surprise this time of year for that small Hammerheads roster. You wonder how that may affect their ability to hold up over the course of the game. Spellman looking left the whole way. Completes it underneath. This is Carey, able to shake off a tackler, get beyond the 20, and up close to the first down. He has it. Out of bounds on the near side.
Out of bounds by number 12. Ball at the 14-yard line of West Bay. First and 10 for IMG.
First and 10 at the 13.
18-yard pickup for Carey.
Carey picking up 18 yards on 2nd and 13. Spellman, Boyd to his left. 4 receivers set, 3 are to the right side. This time Spellman goes outside. Rodriguez was lined up wide. He winds up dropping the pass, juggled it first.
Intended for Rodriguez. Second down.
Looked like the Ascenders were trying to trick West Bay into thinking they were setting up some sort of screen, maybe to the middle receiver, then fired it out wide for Rodriguez. Didn't develop, though, very quickly. Boyd, left side's got blockers out in front, cuts inside, bounces back out, makes it in standing up before being pulled to the ground. Touchdown, IMG, and the Ascenders lead in the first quarter. 13-yard touchdown run for Boyd.
Timeout on the field for injury.
There is a West Bay player down on the field. The Ascenders had their run blocking, well, that whole drive they had their run blocking well positioned, well executed. And again, you have to wonder how many injuries can be absorbed by this West Bay team. But we can discuss that after we take a timeout. 6-0 IMG, 9:04 to go in the first. You're watching Ascenders football. Extra point upcoming for IMG.
The extra point, Jerry Merchant, the long snapper, and Jake Bianchi to hold.
Branch, Merchant, and Bianchi, the crew here, snapping, holding, kicking. Not in that order. Branch is the kicker. Bianchi is the holder, Merchant the snapper. And the kick is up and through, 7-0 IMG. Located next to campus, the Legacy Hotel at IMG Academy is a contemporary boutique hotel with countless amenities and the Icon Eatery and Bar available for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Enjoy ultimate convenience and proximity to campus, as well as local attractions and top-rated beaches. Visit imglegacyhotel.com to reserve your stay. IMG Academy supports Gatorade's mission to get more athletes into sports. When we all play, we all win. Gatorade is committed to giving millions their chance to get in the game. Together, we can fuel tomorrow. IMG with a 7-0 lead over the West Bay Collegiate Academy Hammerheads. A mystery team with scant published roster information.
Renzo Chavez Borelli will kick off for
certainly some players that, to use the old proverbial saying, look good getting off the bus, though. Good size, certainly some fast and athletic players on this team. We saw a nice return to open the game, and this is another fine one up beyond the 30 and still going before a slew of ascenders finally managed to corral the West Bay return man up near the 39, maybe even the 40.
Kevin Everhart with the tackle for IMG. West Bay will have it there, 1st and 10.
Everhart made the tackle. .8:52 to go. And timeout called by West Bay ahead of their second drive. So we'll take a timeout with them. You're watching IMG Academy football.
Like Mike, if I could be like Mike.
You want to be like the greats? First, believe you are. Greatness requires drip, not like that, like this. The greats aren't afraid to fail. They're fueled by it. Trophies require greatness, but greatness doesn't require trophies. Because greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about what you do next.
First and 10 for West Bay. IMG Academy Post-Grad off to a fine start, leading 7-0, 8:52 to go, first quarter. Out of the gun, snap count well timed by the defense. Throw has to be rushed. It's a bit tall for the undersized receiver in the flat.
This will bring up a 2nd and 10.
Nothing wrong with having a quick jitterbug of a receiver, but means you got to put your pass just a smidgen lower, and with the Ascenders bringing the heat, there wasn't a lot of time to aim that pass, even at short range. Three receiver set, one back in the backfield on 2nd and 10 from the 39. Immediately the quarterback going the wrong way out of the pocket and throws an interception down the left sideline. This is going to go a long way back. Tariq Marame, a big start to the night, out of bounds, inside the 20, all the way to the 16. That was on a platter for him to snare out of the air, just a blind throw. And of all the things we really didn't need, there is lightning in the area, I believe. Or is there? That loud siren, seemingly unmistakably, was the lightning signal.
Fans, that siren indicates
and now
there is
teams.
inclement weather in the area. We ask for all spectators.
And now
Please
teams
leave
will
the
retreat to
stands
the locker
and
room.
seek shelter underneath the concourse. Please wait for an announcement to let you know when it is safe to return to the stands. I will
And
keep
so
you apprised. Thank you.
The Ascenders head to the locker room. After an impressive interception and return. Well, the interception, not so much impressive, but the return, a dynamic one. Again, it was put on a platter for Marame to snare it and take off up the sideline. As we take another look at the quarterback bails out of the pocket early. He's throwing off his back foot, ranging toward the sideline, double coverage. And Marame brings it into the red zone, which is where action will resume following this weather delay. We're going to step aside during this weather situation. Be back in a little while. You're watching IMG Academy Football.
Have you ever thought about why you're here? Now think about if you stayed where you were. Praise will always imply a reference to a higher standard.
IMG Academy in
IMG
Bradenton,
Academy,
Florida.
what
They've
year
got
of
game
the
one players all over the place.
Times presented programs in the country.
Commitment, sacrifice, hard work. You hear that a lot. The difference lies in all the things that have created and maintained that standard. You could be the man somewhere else. When you come here, it's bigger than you. There is history here.
Here is Senders, undefeated.
And one thing we never do is let down the man next to us or the ones that came before us.
Breaking the record for most picks by a high school.
This is a place where character is built and drive is developed. But your time here is limited. When you earn the right to be here, it's bigger than football. Protect that right. Protect the brotherhood.
Every day, we rise.
What organelle builds protein?
As students. As competitors. As leaders.
It takes 7 days for food to...
But most importantly, as people. People from all over the world who arrive wide-eyed and graduate wise beyond our years. Having made lifelong relationships with teachers, coaches, and each other. All while becoming someone that our own families may not recognize. The best version of ourselves. And sure, some of us will be talented enough to shock the world from an arena floor. But it's more important that all of us be strong enough to get up off of life's metaphorical one. That's why, while here, we are equipped to succeed.
Learning it and then applying it.
In college and beyond. To ascend as leaders in the greatest race of all. The human one.
Hey, Mom.
We did it.
Course of the last 35 or so minutes, it is time for play to resume with 8:37 to go in the first quarter. Nate March back here with you at IMG Academy, off of an interception and run back to the 16-yard line, set up with 1st and 10 in the red zone. Spellman, 3 receivers set, 2 to his right, 1 to his left, throwing behind and short of Carey, his intended receiver.
Spellman's pass incomplete. Intended for Josh Carey. It is second down.
It has grown significantly darker, and not just because of how much closer to sunset we are. Wind blowing straight across the field toward our camera position. Spellman with Boyd to his left and 3 receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Inside handoff, Boyd sprints up the middle, picks up 8, maybe 9.
Ariane Boyd inside the 10-yard line.
He's down at the 8-yard line, so he got 8, and it's 3rd and 2.
8-yard line. 3rd and 2.
Same formation. Rodriguez is offset to the left. He cuts inside, and Boyd runs behind him up the middle. 2nd touchdown run of the game for Boyd. 13-0 IMG. So, a long layoff from the weather, but in the span of 1 minute 17 seconds, Ariane Boyd runs into the end zone twice for the Ascenders, who lead by 2 touchdowns. $7:57 to play in the first quarter. Extra point up and good. 14-0 IMG. Therabody is proud to be the official recovery partner of IMG Academy. Therabody offers an ecosystem of percussive therapy and pneumatic compression products and solutions that help our student athletes perform better, recover faster, and manage pain. Under Armour is proud to outfit IMG Academy football in the world's most innovative uniform and training gear. Visit UA.com today to see Under Armour's full range of performance apparel. Ball blows off the tee, and so a holder will be utilized. David Lopez steps in to keep the ball upright. A twisting kick fielded at the 12. We've seen a couple nice returns so far. The returner upended at the 29. Coming in low, Venezia with the takedown. 1st and 10 for the Hammerheads. $7:52 to go, first quarter. The officials nudge the spot up to the 30. So that's where West Bay has 1st and 10. Just inside the right hash mark. Or actually on the right hash mark, sorry. I was looking at the high school hashes. Of course, this being a post-grad game, they're playing from the college hashes. Perhaps my tongue needed the 3-minute warm-up period that the players received as well. Delay of game. 1st and 15 from the 25 will be the next planned snap. out of the gun, running play. There's penetration in the backfield, but it doesn't get home. And a productive run of 9 yards on first down for West Bay. Second down and 2 from the 38. West Bay huddles up. Trips to the right side in the boundary. One lone receiver out wide. Out on the far side. Ascenders show blitz, and here they come. Bringing 6. Throw to the outside. Gets there, though. First down into IMG territory. And nice job to make the tackle in space out there on an island. Ian Branch. If he doesn't wrestle the receiver to the ground, that thing may have been a house call. You never see another Ascender come into the picture from further downfield. So the Ascenders blitzed, and West Bay had a blitz beater all dialed up. Knee-high snap back, handoff, running right side, ankle tackle made to keep it to a short gain of only 3. Busy night here on campus. There's a soccer match transpiring in the stadium immediately adjacent. There's quite a bit of baseball and lacrosse activity going on earlier in the day. Haven't stuck my head out back to see if any of that is still going on or not. Of course, all of these events subject to the whims of what has been some threatening weather, but the storm actually stayed away from us, at least initially. Second down and 7, IMG leading 14-0 in the first quarter. 3 receivers in the boundary, 1 in the field side. And a flag flies immediately, maybe an illegal formation, but we'll have to see. Number 3 for West Bay continues to be elusive, dancing all the way up inside the 25, down near the 20, but it's coming back. There was an illegal formation. I don't think enough men were up on the line of scrimmage for West Bay. Yeah, look at that. You see the 2 receivers. Yeah, there's too many men lined up behind the line of scrimmage. That receiver on the end out there on the far side, he needs to get up on the ball. So 2nd and 12. Now West Bay is going to be fighting the play clock again. Inside run, and IMG equipped to snuff that out quite well. A gain of only 1 brings up 3rd and long for West Bay.
Straight up the middle, no gain, brought down by Nakai Parker and Quinn Reed, and also Boyle Green. 3rd down.
3rd down at the 47-yard line, and West Bay was rushing to get the play off ahead of the play clock expiring on that last play. And they were somewhat slow rallying together to get back into the huddle prior to this one. But they do make it to the line with 12 seconds still remaining on the play clock. Receiver on the outside is checking his positioning with the official out there. And West Bay, with 2 on the play clock, calls it 2nd time out of the half. Michael Saunders and Company, founded in 1976, is the Gulf Coast's leading residential real estate company. and is proud to be the official real estate and relocation services sponsor of IMG Academy. Providing a full-service real estate experience, our team of professionals will guide you through the intricacies of buying and selling a home, as well as providing a deep knowledge of the area and the many great places to live. For more information, visit michaelsaunders.com. IMG trying to get its defense off the field. The down marker is incorrect, I believe, here on the near side. It's showing 4th down. They're going to get that fixed now. It is 3rd. IMG with 4 down linemen. Now linebackers come creeping up, a couple steps back. Yeah, Byrne bringing heat last time, but they bring 6 again. And this time the pressure makes it through. Long run back, throw to the sideline, just thrown away. IMG undeterred by the big play surrendered a few moments ago. Brought 2 linebackers to augment the 4 men up front. Looks like West Bay is going to go for it on 4th and 11. West Bay calls its 3rd and final timeout. And that's going to be problematic with how much of a struggle it has been procedurally for West Bay so far to line up properly and in time with the play clock. They are now out of timeouts for the first half with 3:36 remaining in the first quarter. And IMG is under the impression that this is going to be a change. And yep, there is the punter lining up for the Hammerheads. West Bay has accepted a 5-yard penalty here, so maybe they didn't call the timeout before expiration there and just let the time run down to get the extra 5 yards to try to avoid the touchback. So yes, the timeout stays up there on the board for West Bay. As this is a short punt. Everhart grabs it on a hop at the 15. Able to shake off one tackler, sprinting, and now he's got a convoy as he crosses midfield with 4 men still in front of him, navigating his way, almost caught, and now is caught from behind. He was running up the backs of his 4 blockers. West Bay hangs with the play and eventually tracks Everhart down, but a return of more than 70 yards. And it may all be coming back. There's a flag down way back at the 23-yard line. Let's see if we can see what happened here. Here he is, fielding on the block, on the bounce rather. There it is. Believe that was Branch, but not positive, who came in with the hard block in the back.
Spotted at the 12-yard line.
Well, with 3:15 to go in the first quarter, IMG instead of being set up in the red zone, is pinned back inside their own 20 at the 12-yard line. Spellman under center. And it's a run off left tackle. Boyd weaving his way. He sort of was lost in the crowd for a moment and burst out the other side up beyond the 30, a gain of nearly 20 yards. And IMG escapes the shadow of its goalposts with ease. IMG's running game is sawing through the Hammerheads. Right there, that quick cut he made to get to his left and avoid where 99 was closing up the hole. This is a jet sweep going out to the right side. And a positive gain for IMG of 8.
Pitch to DeShante. Brought down by number 0.
DeShante taking the forward pitch.
40-yard line. Timeout on the field for an injury. This is an official's timeout.
And the officials have called timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout as well. 14-0, IMG leading, 2:12 to go in the first quarter. You're watching IMG Academy Football.
Like Mike, if I could be like Mike.
You want to be like the greats? First, believe you are. Greatness requires drip, not like that, like this. The greats aren't afraid to fail. They're fueled by it. Trophies require greatness, but greatness doesn't require trophies. Because greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about what you do next.
Every day, we rise.
What organelle builds protein?
As students. As competitors. As leaders.
It takes 7 days for food to...
But most importantly, as people. People from all over the world who arrive wide-eyed and graduate wise beyond our years, having made lifelong relationships with teachers, coaches, and each other.
IMG second down and 2 after the injured player made it off the field, appeared to at least under his own power. Again, a West Bay team that can ill afford much in the way of injuries. Only 15 players dressed for the game today. Big run for Everhart, but I believe it's coming back. There was a flag almost immediately in the backfield. Well, now they seem to be counting players. I'm curious if the defense... Okay, a flag is waved off.
The flag was waved off.
Looks like they were counting the number of players on the field and thought that perhaps the defense had too many. I mean, regardless, it's a penalty that IMG would have declined even if it had proven to be the case.
Ball spotted at the 45-yard line. It is 1st and 10 for the Ascenders.
I mean, in this case, it'd be easier for the official over there to count the players left on the sideline and not the ones on the field. First and 10 at the 45 for the Ascenders. Handoff, Everhart running left side. Can't find a hole. First time today that's happened to the running game for IMG. Everhart gets only a yard. Second down. A first quarter that has lasted more than 90 minutes in real time. And continues with IMG facing 2nd and 9 in Hammerhead's territory. Blitz coming, Everhart right up the gut. Angles right late in the run. Picks up 7 or so to bring up 3rd and 2. And maybe only 3rd and 1. Put the ball down at the 36. The line to make is the 35, so 3rd and 1 it is for the Ascenders. Possibly the final play of the first quarter. Spellman out of the gun, Everhart to his right, whistles before the snap. Referee resets the play clock. Ascenders do still have to run a play though. Tight formation. It's a fake, and Spellman runs himself, has the first down and a lot more. Inside the 30, beyond the 25, and down to the 24. IMG moves the sticks and will switch ends of the field and run their first down play. To begin the second quarter, when we return, you're watching IMG Academy Football. IMG Academy Post-Grad Ascenders. Start of the second quarter with a 14-0 lead. First and 10 at the 28-yard line. Spellman with a first down run. The quarterback out of the gun, takes the snap, looking downfield, firing over the middle, a diving catch in the end zone. Or was it? The officials started waving as if something was awry with that play, but now it appears to stand. Let's take another look at it. This is from the 23-yard line. It's at the 28, the 23. Spellman firing over the middle. Diving catch was made, and the extra point up and through. So not sure why wasn't a little more emphasis on the touchdown signal from the officials, but regardless, It's a quick strike for IMG to lead 21-0, and we'll take a break after one play in the second quarter. You're watching IMG Academy football. Three possessions, 3 touchdowns for the IMG Academy Ascenders. Working from left to right, they kick it away. This kick gonna be infraction against IMG and set West Bay up with some preferable field position. Although field position really hasn't been a struggle for West Bay. They've gotten good kickoff returns throughout the night. We'll start at the 35 on this drive.
Looks like West Bay will take it 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
IMG really starting to tee off with some pressure on that last drive.
So apparently they want to rekick this.
And instead, this is going to be a re-kick. Don't see that very often. So IMG kicks off from the 30 and winds up as a touchback.
And this kicks into the end zone for a touchback. West Bay will have it 1st and 10 at their own 25.
So what's taking place on the field, sort of defying convention a little bit. Seemed like that kickoff out of bounds should have set West Bay up at their 35. Instead, they apparently asked for the kickoff to be redone and basically enforce the penalty on the front end. But then the kick goes into the end zone, so West Bay seems to have made a very conscious decision to shortchange themselves of 10 yards. Wind continues to bluster across the field. And another delay of game. So the 35-yard line looked really nice. Or it looks really nice in hindsight for West Bay. Quick forward toss, and there's room out there on the edge. long run. This is number 3 again, up close to midfield. 2 ascenders get hands on him. Able to shove him into the sideline.
Number 3, forced out of bounds by Cornell Green.
Cornell Green credited with the tackle. There is a flag somewhere out there.
This is a holding penalty against West Bay.
Holding against West Bay. So one of the biggest plays of the night for West Bay, summoned back. Although because the hold took place downfield, they wind up with 1st and 11 after it had been 1st and 15. West Bay's not going to get this play off. They did get their final timeout in this time, though. We'll take a timeout as well. 14:22 to go in the half. IMG leads 21-0. You're watching IMG Academy Football. First down and 11 for West Bay. After calling their final time out of the half early in this quarter, a double pass is what appears to have been intended. This has a chance to go very badly, but somehow number 3 makes something of it. And is able to get back up to the 26. And turn that into a positive gain.
Flag on the play.
There is another flag. Looks like it was another illegal formation. I don't think there was enough men on the line of scrimmage. We saw that once before, and I think it was the case again. West Bay manages to get lined up with a few seconds remaining on the play clock. Quarterback calling out instructions to the 3 receiver side and didn't get the play off. Well, it's maybe a false start with 1 second instead of not getting the play off. Take your pick.
This is a false start.
One of the wide receivers started to go when the play had not begun.
So this moves it back to the 21-yard line. It's still second down.
Low snap, but handled. 5-step drop, and now the quarterback starting to scramble. Grabbed from behind, twisted, spun, leaning forward as he falls.
12 on the play, brought down by Zeke Ziff, Cosrud,
I think there's another flag.
and Nakai Parker.
And a face mask against IMG. So after all those negative penalties that were moving West Bay back, now they will move forward. The flags will need to be laundered well after tonight's game. They have spent a lot of time on the field. Still only in the second quarter, just a hair under 13 minutes remaining in the first half. IMG with a 3-touchdown edge, but West Bay moving. Four wide. And a awkward sidearm flip forward. It was a long, ugly shovel pass that winds up on the turf. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 42. Another 4-wide set. And it is a bomb into one-on-one coverage and nearly hauled in. Devin Costello was the corner out there defending for IMG.
Devin Costello, the defender on the play. 3rd down.
A really nice effort by number 1 for West Bay. Try to reel that in. Third down and 10. Snap back, it's a handoff. An arm tackle initially escaped, but a pickup of 3, maybe 4. Merchant with the tackle. It's 4th down.
This will be 4th down.
No sign yet. Well, I guess now they huddle up. Certainly looks like West Bay intends to run a play on 4th down in their own territory at the 45. Need 7. Suppose you may need to watch out for the pooch kick here as well. It's going to be a passing play across the middle and incomplete behind the receiver.
Will take over on loss of downs. 1st and 10 for the Ascenders at the West Bay 45-yard.
So IMG takes over again in West Bay territory. Second time in 4 drives they've taken over with this very favorable field position. Spellman continues at quarterback. Play action pass. Over the middle and just a little behind Venezia. Venezia had to hit the brakes and reach back for it, and it winds up incomplete.
Melvin's pass over the middle, incomplete. 2nd down.
You watch, Venezia gets the separation, breaking to the inside, but then has to stop. It's incomplete, and he took a bit of a pop at the end of the play. Snap back. It's a double handoff, a reverse to carry. He's going to have the first down, weaving his way forward, lost his helmet inside the 30. Played dead at that point. He's down at the 27.
27-yard line. We'll see what this is about.
There's a flag down at the end of the play, so maybe a face mask contributing to the removal of the helmet.
This is a personal foul, illegal helmet contact on West Bay.
Illegal helmet contact is what's announced. Yeah, so march off the extra 15 yards.
And this takes the ball down to the West Bay 14-yard line. First and 10 for IMG.
In this case, half the distance to the goal. First and 10 from the 14. It's a run play and not quite to the end zone. Everhart made it to the 3 before momentum ceased.
This is a first and goal.
First down, sticks down, goal to go from the 3 for IMG. 10:40 to go in the half. The Senators looking to take a 28-0 advantage. Spellman out of the gun from the left hash, handles the low snap, throwing the other way behind the receiver. Just wide of him, not really behind him in that particular instance. Incomplete.
Brings up a second and goal.
Second down and goal for the Ascenders. The way this game has gone, these passing plays are like an added degree of difficulty. Have to believe the Ascenders can go take the 3 on the ground anytime they want to get 6. Everhart is the back off the left shoulder of Spellman. Going to be another pass. Over the middle, caught Rodriguez. Touchdown in the back of the end zone.
Complete to Rodriguez for a touchdown.
3-yard TD. Rodriguez found a soft spot to sit down in the back of the end zone. 10-12 to go in the half. And the kick executed to perfection. 28-0. We'll step aside. You're watching IMG Academy Football. $10-12 to go in the half. Now whistles before the kick, blow it dead. So there appears to have been a concern, from what I'm gleaning, that player.
The referee had not blown this ready yet, so they'll kick off again.
So IMG gets called for a delay of game because the play hadn't been blown ready yet by the ref. Our sideline mic picking up something to do with a player coming onto the field without having fully strapped their helmet on. Yeah, so a safety issue. This is a short knuckling kick. Bounces inside the 5, fielded inside the 1. Going to be returned anyway. And given the circumstances, a decent concern, and then a late hit out of bounds. It's going to make this into what I believe will be something pretty equivalent to a touchback.
Trey Ginn was the main defender that forced him out of bounds. David Lopez also in on the play. We'll see what the flag is.
Tough to see what happened, but the flag certainly came out there as Trey Ginn and the returner go tumbling to the turf. So after all that, it's the equivalent of a touchback. First and 10 at the 35 for West Bay, trailing 28-0. Snap back out of the gun, fake handoff, a QB run, it's going nowhere. It's a loss of 4. Hard to tell if that was a designed QB run with a fake thrown in, if it was a zone read and a terrible read, or if it was just a completely broken play.
Actually a loss on the play.
Regardless of the circumstances, it went negatively for West Bay, and they face 2nd down and 14 to go. Three receiver set, actually a 4 receiver set. And a deep pass, again one-on-one coverage down the field. That pass far too long, overshooting everything. It brings up 3rd down.
Incomplete, brings up 3rd down.
.15 on the play clock as West Bay breaks huddle. It's been a theme throughout the night that they have struggled to get aligned. 4 wideouts, a rollout right, and immediately trouble. Throw on the run, near the sticks. Catch is made at the 43. Line to make was the 45. So 4th and short. 4th and 2 as IMG tries to get off the field. West Bay in a situation where obviously they want to try to take advantage of the 4th and short, but that means they need to be organized and get to the line in a proper formation. IMG brings the house, this running play, a successful one, up to the 50. Number 5 able to burst forward for a pickup of about 8 yards. And a first down in IMG territory for West Bay. Those have been hard to come by. They put the ball right at the 50 for 1st and 10. Snap is back, pressure coming, not getting away this time. Sacked in the backfield for a loss of 4.
Quarterback number 12 sacked in the backfield. Reed and Zeff all in on the action.
Reed, Zeff, and Krausrud all in on it.
Ball spotted at the 46-yard line of West Bay. 2nd and 14.
Second down and 14. 28-0 IMG lead. Scoring recap. A 13-yard touchdown run by Arian Boyd, followed by an 8-yard touchdown run. Not too long after that. It just seemed like longer because of the lightning delay we experienced in the first quarter. Chase Spellman has thrown a pair of touchdown passes, most recently to the tight end, Laz Rodriguez. Second down and 14 at their own 46 for the Hammerheads. Man in motion. And the underhand forward pitch, number 3. Oh, he is strung out. He is losing yards. Somehow gets away and is knocked out of bounds for only a loss of 2 when it looked like he was going to lose 8 or 9. 3rd and 16.
Third and 16 from the 44.
IMG has scored touchdowns on all 4 of their offensive possessions. West Bay has at least been able to burn some clock and keep the IMG offense on the sideline. That's been their one success from this drive that has had as many negative plays as positive ones. On 3rd and 16, interior pressure coming right away, forcing the roll right, throw downfield, nearly picked, deflected, and goes out of bounds, incomplete.
Pass incomplete downfield. Merchant defending on the play. This will be a 4th down.
4th and long, and an obvious punting situation for West Bay. You see the obvious pass rush win by Krausrud right out of the gate. IMG doesn't have their return unit lined up. But for that matter, West Bay doesn't have anything lined up with 10 to go on the play clock. And so it looks like they're going to go for it on 4th and 16. And they do. Deep pass down the left side. Well defended. Ian Branch holds up in coverage. And the pass is incomplete. A turnover on downs. More good field position for IMG on offense, already leading 28-0.
1st and 10. Lost it down for West Bay. 1st and 10 at the West Bay 44-yard line.
IMG 4-receiver set. 1st and 10 in positive territory at the 44. Spellman feels the pressure in the backfield, has a man, a one-touch touchdown strike from 44 yards out. DeShante on the receiving end, his second.
From Spellman to DeShante.
$34-0 IMG, wasting no time at all after the turnover on downs. It was a great job by Spellman feeling the pressure behind him, stepping up in the pocket, and delivering a strike downfield. Kick up and through, 35-0 IMG. As we take another look, you see him feel the pressure. Spellman steps up and delivers perfectly for the touchdown. We'll take a break. You're watching IMG Academy Football. Five offensive possessions, 5 touchdowns for IMG Academy. The Post-Grad team rolling over the West Bay Hammerheads, 35-0. And it appears that they have instituted a running clock. As the clock turned on and running before this kick. Don't see that very often in these Post-Grad contests, but with already one weather delay behind us and maybe the threat of more weather later on this evening, as the returner goes down on his own, spikes the ball in anger, stumbling to the turf at the 20. And, you know, there's been a few inexplicable things that we've seen over the course of the night. The clock just ran in between the touchdown and the kickoff from 5:34 down to 4:57, where it is now stopped. Now it is running again. IMG has just been having a party offensively at the expense of West Bay. And despite having a few pretty promising, lively athletes, West Bay has been unable to get much of anything going themselves offensively. Snap is back, and another sack. This one goes for a loss of
12 on the keeper. He's brought down by Cornell Green.
Probably 4 or 5. Green is the one who made the sack. So it is a loss of 3 yards. The original line was the 19, it looks like. Second and 13. IMG's pass rush getting home more and more often. They've dialed up quite a few blitzes in this first half. Lots of pre-snap defensive movement for the Ascenders. quick throw out to the right side off the fingertips of the intended receiver and incomplete.
Pass incomplete, intended for number 2 in the flat. Third down.
Brings up 3rd and long. Under 3 minutes to go in the half. IMG's not set defensively, but West Bay can't take advantage. And pressure right away. QB backpedaling, throws incomplete.
Pass incomplete. This will bring up a 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
Pressure by Quinn Reed.
So it seems we have a modified running clock. I've watched the last couple plays to try to figure it out. Once the ball is spotted for play, even off of incomplete passes or out of bounds plays, the clock is being re-rolled or reinitiated. So the clock stopped at 2:28 on the incompletion, but is now rolling again and is run down under 2 minutes to go in the half as West Bay prepares to punt. Venezia's back as the returner with his heels already on his own side of the field at the 47. West Bay having trouble getting lined up. 4-3, snap is back, it is bobbled, it is dropped. IMG recovers the fumble. Even if they don't, it would be a turnover on downs, and IMG takes over on the doorstep. And the punter is shaken up, slow getting to his feet.
IMG has it 1st and goal from the 7-yard line.
IMG Academy PA announcer Art Ross aptly stating that he thinks West Bay actually got that back, but he also doesn't think it matters. And that's exactly the circumstance as IMG has 1st and 10. First down sticks, actually, yeah, first down, sticks down, and goal to go, actually, at the 7. On the running clock, the only thing that threatens IMG's ability to punch in another score. Interesting formation with stacked receivers in the slot and then a man in motion. And incompletion. They're trying to set up a screen.
Pass incomplete. 2nd down.
2nd and goal. Whatever the call is, the sideline got it in quick to Spellman. Boyd is the tailback. He's 7 yards deep. It's a snap out of the gun. Boyd fighting, driving, being driven back from the 3.
Boyd up the middle. We'll see where they give him forward progress. I believe it'll be
Clock running under 20 seconds.
3rd and goal.
And so the Ascenders get some work here on a late clock situation. Clock down to 10. Trying to get lined up. 3 receiver set. Spellman out of the gun with 4 seconds. It's Boyd up the gut and in for his 3rd touchdown of the game. Touchdown runs of 13, 8, and 3 for Boyd in the first half. The officials will set the clock to 0 and then have the untimed down. Up and through. 42-0 IMG, and let's see if we're taking a full halftime or not.
Good, and that brings us to halftime.
The Senders head to the locker room for the intermission, leading by 6 touchdowns over West Bay. And before we go to the half, let's run down the thank yous of our sponsors. IMG would like to thank the following proud sponsors: Airweave, Coach Now, Dunlop, Folly Bryan, Gatorade and the Gatorade Sports Science Institute, Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital, Legacy Hotel at IMG Academy, Michael Saunders and Company, Mesco, NCSA, Tandem Construction, Therabody, Under Armour. Thank you for your continued support of all IMG Academy sports programs. We go to the half, 42-0 IMG. You're watching Senders football. third quarter just starting here at IMG Academy. A 42-0 lead for the Ascenders, and they receive the second half kickoff. Grabbed on a hop at the 22-yard line and brought forward aggressively by Costello, who's got the sideline, did step out, but not before entering West Bay's territory and getting all the way to the 37. So this will be the fourth consecutive drive for IMG in which they have started in West Bay territory. And early indications seem to be that we are playing with a full-on running clock, which, to be honest, is truly the right decision with this West Bay team, having had at least 2 players leave with injuries, one of whom is visibly on crutches on the far sideline. They only dressed 15 coming into the game.
This is a face mask penalty against West Bay.
And there was a face mask on that big return.
And move the ball down to the 22-yard line. The Ascenders will have it there.
So IMG starts just outside the red zone. There's a fake handoff, and West Bay not fooled. A sack.
Broken play in the backfield. Spellman is
and some shoving.
Hit, and there's a flag on the
That's
play.
Jake Bianchi in at quarterback. He was sacked, but then shoving after the play. And I think there's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against West Bay. You see all the window dressing here. The fake jet sweep and the fake handoff to Boyd. Oh, the unsportsmanlike's going to go against IMG. They are backed up to 2nd and a mile at the 40.
Personal foul against IMG puts the ball back at the 40-yard line. Still first down.
Bianchi out of the gun, gives to Boyd this time, turns the corner at the 40, and is tackled inside the 35 at the 33.
Boyd down to the 33-yard line, second down.
So it's still 3rd and 21. Nobody in the boundary for the Ascenders. Trips out to the outside. Going to be a screen and an effective one to get up to around the 20. And IMG, I imagine, will attempt a field goal. Or maybe not. Yes, they will.
Near the 21-yard line.
No, they won't. Bianchi's keeping the offense out there, and they are lining up for 4th and 10. And the pass deflected.
Pass incomplete.
And so IMG turns the ball over on downs to begin the second half.
So West Bay will take over on a loss of down. Now first and 10, their own 21-yard line.
So IMG on defense now, leading 42-0. And a long throw to the sideline, left side, nearly hauled in, but winds up incomplete. Coverage provided by Ian Branch.
Long pass downfield, incomplete. 2nd and 10.
That ball was in the air for about 38 yards. And now the officials have called time.
Official timeout for an injury.
Oh, there is an injured West Bay player. I believe it was the intended receiver. With the injury forcing both teams to the sides, we will take a break. IMG 42, West Bay nothing. You're watching IMG Academy football.
Like Mike, if I could be like Mike.
You want to be like the greats? First, believe you are. Greatness requires drip, not like that, like this. The greats aren't afraid to fail. They're fueled by it. Trophies require greatness, but greatness doesn't require trophies. Because greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about what you do next.
Every day, we rise.
What organelle builds protein?
As students. As competitors. As leaders.
It takes 7 days for food to be.
But most importantly, as people. People from all over the world who arrive wide-eyed and graduate wise beyond our years.
Second down and 10 after the injury timeout. Snap is back. And an attempt to set up a screen out of the backfield, too tall.
Pass incomplete. Makes it
3rd and 10.
Pressure from Cosrud.
The choppy tempo of this game, which was further altered by the weather delay in the first quarter, it really seems to have affected some of the mental focus, I think, for both teams. On 3rd and 10, here comes the rush. QB in trouble, rolling right, gunning it downfield on the run, and pass interference committed. There's really no reason for it. The defensive back certainly could have just gotten his head around, and honestly, if he turned around, would have had an easy interception. Instead, gets hit square in the back by the pass while interfering with the receiver downfield.
Pass interference penalty against IMG.
So DPI on IMG allows West Bay to extend their drive.
Moves the ball out to the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 for West Bay.
Snap is back, and again, the pressure getting there and thrown away. Not even close. There was a receiver in the area, but only barely. IMG isn't getting a push up front defensively so much as they are getting just rapid, virtually unimpeded penetration. Each of the last two plays have featured a quarterback bailing out almost immediately. Someone jumped. Let's see who it was first. It was the offense. Second down, false start on the Hammerheads.
Start penalty against West Bay. Moves the ball back to the 31, still second down.
Only 6 on the play clock. West Bay took numerous delay of game penalties, especially during the first quarter. They do get the snap off with 1 on the play clock, firing deep down the middle of the field. Nobody's home! Diving interception! Devin Costello racing into center field and diving for the two-handed pickoff. There was no receiver remotely in the area, and Costello, the defender, roaming and tracking the ball through the air for the turnover. That's one to put on the highlight reel. Bianchi back to work. Zips the pass out to the left side, complete. DeShante with the catch. He's had a big game, biggest of anyone in the receiving corps. Catching a pair of touchdowns, including a 44-yard strike.
Ball spotted at the 44-yard line, second down.
IMG on the move, second down and 4. With a 42-0 lead in the third. Handoff, and Everhart bursts up the middle into the secondary, is horse-collared after crossing the 40 in Hammerhead's territory. Everhart back to his feet quickly. The person who horse-collared him, not so much, but now back up.
A face mask penalty against West Bay.
Announced as a face mask, but I think that was a horse collar. Had all the telltale signs of one.
This takes it down to the 22-yard line. First and 10 for the Ascenders.
First and 10, IMG from the 22. Ascenders turned it over on downs on their first offensive possession of this third quarter. Bianchi with the give. Everhart slips through a pair of penetrating defenders. Crosses the 15 and down to the 13.
To the 13-yard line.
Very close to another first down. Got 8. Bianchi tries firing it into the end zone on the second down play. A smart decision as it brings up 3rd and short. And again, IMG can pretty much take the short yardage whenever they want. So we've seen the handful of times they've had short yardage down here in position to get in the end zone. They have tried to let loose some passing plays. Bianchi goes up under center on 3rd down. Here is that running play. Here is the 1st down. And here is the score. Everhart cruises in,
13-yard run, touchdown.
pinballing off. A few players on the way there, but relatively unscathed, arriving in the end zone for the touchdown. Snap is back, kick up and through. IMG 49, West Bay nothing. We'll take a break. You're watching IMG Academy Football. IMG to kick it away with a 49-0 lead to begin the 4th quarter. And the kick scoots into the end zone on a couple bounces for a touchback.
The kick goes into the end zone for a touchback.
Everhart's touchdown run, the 7th IMG TD of the day. Boyd has 3 of them. Spellman threw 3 of them, 2 of them to DeShante and 1 to Rodriguez. Snap is fumbled, recovered, looking for anywhere to go with the football. Marame almost collects the sack, and this peculiar play winds up as a positive one for West Bay as the quarterback is able to sprint forward and get 10 yards on a 1st down. An awful lot of chasing on that play, and the Ascenders lose contain and wind up giving up a 10-yard run.
for West Bay.
First and 10, snap is back. Looking downfield, and not this time. A trio of ascenders dogpile on top of the quarterback.
Cosrud, Reed, and Jin all in on this stuff. A loss on the play, second down.
West Bay huddles up. Post-Grad is back here again at home next Saturday night for a 6 p.m. game. Four wide, a pitch left. And number 3 continues to be sneaky, finding those creases, working his way up the left hash for a first down, up to the 47.
Green, Reed, and Jin all in on the stop. First and 10 for West Bay.
IMG has been overwhelming right out of the gate. They've scored touchdowns on all but one possession, and that was the turnover on downs coming out of the second half locker room. Another pitch left on an option play into IMG territory and up to the 43. Advance the Hammerheads.
Reed and Jin. And also Green in on the stop. Another first down for West Bay.
Those last couple plays were successful while run, within the scope of an organized offense. A lot of the best plays for West Bay have been more like the QB scramble from a few moments ago. Just the sort of thing that happens in the schoolyard, not even something you could draw up in the sand. Just a blind reaction play. Ascenders with 4 down linemen. And they bring 4, and the pressure is there immediately. Quarterback hit as he is throwing. Now lofts it incomplete. Seems to be some confusion here, and IMG defensively uses a timeout. That stops the clock at 9:57. Well, actually, they're not going to stop the clock for the timeout. Yes, they are. Some confusion there initially as to whether they would stop the clock for a timeout or not. They do. So 9:52 to play, 49-0 IMG, but West Bay on the move. We'll take a short break. You're watching IMG Academy Football. Second down and 10 out of the timeout. IMG called it defensively to try and reorganize themselves. 9:52 to play in the game. Throw across the middle, complete a collision with the official. A player from each team and the official all sort of bumping together around the 32 or 33-yard line. Brings up third and short.
Third down and a yard.
Play clock under 10 as West Bay gets to the line with 4 wideouts. And a keeper on the short yardage play.
Straight up the middle to the 28-yard line.
So it was a short yardage keeper, but with the receiver spread wide to keep the number of bodies that would have to contest that push in the middle to a minimum number. West Bay back to the line as quick as they have been at any point tonight, tossing over the middle of the field and caught for the touchdown. Drops into the breadbasket perfectly for that receiver. Now West Bay breaks up the shutout with 8 minutes to go.
A 28-yard pass play.
28-yard touchdown pass, 49-6.
21.
IMG didn't realize at first that West Bay was going to go for 2 here. Switching out of their field goal block defense to defend a 2-point try. Pass zipped out the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Point conversion is no good.
Conversion fails, 49-6 the score as IMG prepares to get the ball back. As I mentioned, certainly as this night has worn on, there has been some lapses for both teams mentally, and now West Bay has asked for a timeout before the kickoff. And you wonder how many guys on that sideline are really starting to reach their exhaustion point. Again, these post-grad games, and yes, this game has featured a running clock for even a portion of the second quarter, but you know, it's still a college length, 15 minutes up on every quarter, college length, college rules game. And you're trying to play it with a 15-man roster, have already suffered some injuries. There's got to be some guys who are really looking for a lift to make it through these final 6-17. West Bay preparing to kick for just the second time tonight. Kicking tee didn't make it on the field. Now it's brought out. Costello and Everhart, the returners. Whirling spin ball picked up by Everhart inside the 25, sprinting forward beyond the 40, beyond the 45, past the 50 to the 45, cuts back left to the 40, to the 35, still on his feet to the 30, up the hash mark to the 20, accelerates at the 10, stiff arms a man down and tumbles into the end zone. Everhart takes the kickoff back for 6.
87 yards.
An 87-yard return. I think it was maybe a hair shorter than that, but that's what we're going with for now. Left West Bay players spilled across the field. A savage stiff arm right at the end. Let's take another look. Yeah, 87 looks about, maybe more like an 83-yard return. We didn't see quite the very beginning of where he fielded it on the bounce there. Right here, he cuts up the hash mark. There's one last guy with a chance. Vicious stiff arm right up to the chin to get in for the touchdown and make it 55-6. West Bay finally scores. IMG gets it right back. The running clock continues to run even as the officials are conferring over others. There is another injured player. I didn't see him. He's off here to the very far corner. You can't see him either in your field of view. He is just off the field by the near pylon. And unlike on previous injury timeouts, the officials haven't called for the clock to stop, and I'm not sure that either team at this point is interested in litigating that either. Teams have been hovering over the ball, prepared for the extra point. And at this point, it seems like there is some level of question as to whether this will continue. The injured player is back to his feet, being checked out. Clock has been running now for more than 2 minutes since the touchdown was scored. As we look again at the end of that big return for Everhart. I think it was that last player who had a shot there that suffered, that took the stiff arm and wound up being the one who shaken up. All right, looks like we're ready to commence with the PAT. Snap is back, kick is up. Music never even stopped playing in the stadium as that play commenced. 56-6, or rather 55-6, the score. No, that's not right. It should be 56-6. There we go. It is 56-6. And I don't think there's going to be an ensuing kickoff. IMG assembling in a huddle around the 50, and there's the call for IMG to line up. So it looks like, although it took pretty much the entirety of the game to get there, the physical toll of the undersized roster for West Bay has brought this game to a premature conclusion, with the Ascenders winning 56-6 over West Bay. Arian Boyd rushed for 3 touchdowns, distances of 13, 8, and 3. Chase Spellman threw 3 touchdown passes, 2 to DeShante, 1 to Rodriguez. Everhart ran 1 in and returned 1, what ultimately wound up being the last score and play of the game. 87-yard or so kickoff return for the TD. IMG wins by 50. Thank you so much for making Ascenders football a part of your Saturday night. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. You've had a wonderful display of offense and defense from IMG tonight. I'm Nate March, and you've been watching IMG Academy Football.